I'm just going to take this screw here out. This is a WX300 lens, Sony WX300. Take this screw. I'm going to take this screw out so I can remove this drive motor gearbox. I'm going to try to get this lens freed up. It's kind of sticking. See if this will get it cleaned up without taking the whole thing apart. And kind of pull up on this, separate it. And this cable's got some sticky stuff on it here. You might want to pull that up. Real easy. You don't want to rip the cable. Okay, get this drive out of the way. This gear. It's got a little sand in it. Okay, let's see. What could be wrong? Got some dirt there. Got some sand in it. See, it's stopping right there. It's not going all the way. Seems kind of locked. Yeah, it's got some serious sand in it. It is locked. Okay, there it goes. You hear that? There it is. And that's a lot of sand. Get all that out of there. I might have to pull it apart, clean it all out. If it doesn't clean up, I'll go ahead and replace it. I gotta check all the lenses, see if they got sand in them. They seem pretty clean. And get the back on it. Then I'm gonna check the CCD, see if it's got any sand on the back side of it. And that's what it is, locked up with sand. You can see it on the gears. Well, I'm gonna get the back on it and see what it does. Okay, this is after I cleaned it with the vac. It's a lot smoother. And it doesn't seem like it has any sand in the lens here. Need to check, pull the CCD off, I'll check that. But I think it'll survive. Seems pretty smooth now. Instead of replacing it, I mean, it's not really worth replacing it. But if you do see any little pieces in here, you can pull this piece off right here. Actually, I do see one right there. You can pull this piece off, this front aluminum piece, gently pulling it straight up, kind of twisting on it maybe a little bit. It's on there with sticky tape right around this ring. If you just pull on it gently, and that'll come off, and I can feel some more sand in there. And then you got a slot right here where you can access that lens. See, it's open. It's open right there. Now with the vac on this and blow it out, it'll knock all that little dust or whatever is on the back side of that lens. So I'll go ahead and do that. Okay, so yeah, I think it'll survive. It's moving pretty smooth now. Just gotta clean this up, get some sand out of this, and throw it back together. See how it's just stuck on there with some tape, and then it finds this little, got this little notch right here. That notch you'll find it by turning it a little bit. Somewhere there's a notch that it goes into. That notch will sit in there. So let me just dust this out. Brush. Okay, and this is going to go back on there. Let's see how it went. Looks like, I think that notch will only go in one spot. You just turn it. Yeah, it falls into that little spot. Now if this tape still kind of sticky, it'll hold it still pretty good once you push it down. Just push it back on there. Okay, now the lens feels real smooth. I think it'll be good lens. Good enough. Alright, now I'll put this back in here. Let me brush this gear off. Just a little bit of sand will get this thing to stick. Don't take much. How does that go in there? You gotta find its little notch. Let's see if we can turn it a little bit. There it goes. Okay, let's see, get the screws. Okay, now I'm going to check this CCD. I'm going to pull these off, make sure there's no little pieces of trash on the back of the CCD. Just going to lift it and look at it in the light real good. And you don't want to touch it. And this will also, if you have a camera with dirt, you know, little splotch on the back on the picture, and you have to take it apart like this to look at the back of the CCD and kind of look at it in the glare of the light. And that one looks clean. Let's see if you kind of get this thing to focus. You look at it in the glare of the light, and you'll be able to see if there's trash on it or not. And that one looks pretty clean, and you don't want to touch it. Alright, let's put this one back together. It looks good.